Flax seeds are one of the most powerful foods you can add to your diet, but only if you eat them the right way. At first, they seem incredibly simple. Tiny, brown, or golden seeds that you can sprinkle onto almost anything. Smoothies, yogurt, oatmeal, even salads. You've probably heard that they're packed with omega-3 fatty acids, fiber, and powerful plant compounds called lignans. They're often called a superfood, and for good reason. So naturally, many people start adding flax seeds to their daily routine. A spoon here, a sprinkle there. It feels like an easy upgrade to a healthier lifestyle. But here's where things take a surprising turn. Because flax seeds don't behave like most foods. On the outside, they have a hard, protective shell. And what most people don't realize is that this tiny detail changes everything about how your body interacts with them. You might be adding flax seeds to your meals every day, thinking you're getting all the benefits. But your body may not actually be absorbing much at all. Maybe you've been using them whole, straight from the package. Maybe you've never thought about how preparation affects nutrition. Or maybe you've been expecting results. Better digestion, more energy, improved health. But nothing seems to change. And it's not because flax seeds don't work. It's because of how they're being used. Because when flax seeds are consumed the wrong way, many of their nutrients simply pass through your system without being fully absorbed. What looks like a healthy habit on the surface can end up being far less effective than you think. So in this video, we're going to break down the correct way to eat flax seeds using simple science so your body can actually use what they have to offer. The biggest issue with flax seeds isn't that people avoid them. It's that they use them in ways that seem healthy on the surface, but don't actually allow the body to benefit from what's inside. One of the most common mistakes is eating flax seeds whole. This is by far the most widespread habit. People sprinkle whole flax seeds onto their meals, mix them into smoothies, or add them to yogurt, assuming that their body will automatically absorb all the nutrients. But the reality is very different. Flax seeds have a hard outer shell, and your digestive system is not always able to break it down effectively. As a result, many of those seeds pass through your body without being fully digested, meaning the nutrients inside are never truly used. Another mistake is skipping the grinding step. Grinding flax seeds may seem like an unnecessary extra effort, so most people ignore it. But without grinding, you're essentially leaving the most valuable parts of the seed locked inside. Omega-3 fatty acids, lignans, and other nutrients remain trapped, unavailable to your body. What feels like a healthy addition becomes much less effective simply because of this one overlooked step. Then there's the tendency to use too much at once. Because flax seeds are labeled as a superfood, people often assume that more will lead to better results. So instead of a small, controlled portion, they add multiple tablespoons to their meals. But flax seeds are extremely high in fiber. While fiber is beneficial, consuming too much too quickly can overwhelm your digestive system, leading to bloating, discomfort, or a feeling of heaviness. Storage is another factor that most people don't think about. Once flax seeds are ground, they become much more sensitive to air, light, and heat. If they're not stored properly, their healthy fats can begin to oxidize, reducing their quality over time. This means that even if you're using them correctly in terms of preparation, poor storage can still limit their benefits. And finally, there's the expectation problem. Many people start using flax seeds because they've heard about benefits like improved digestion, better heart health, or even weight loss. They expect noticeable changes quickly. But when those results don't appear right away, they either increase their intake or lose interest. The issue isn't that flax seeds don't work. It's that they're being used with unrealistic expectations. Each of these habits feels small. They don't seem like mistakes. But together, They can completely change how your body responds to flax seeds and whether you actually receive the benefits you're looking for. To really understand why these mistakes make such a difference, you have to look at what flax seeds actually are, not just nutritionally, but physically. Because flax seeds don't just provide nutrients, they protect those nutrients in a way that directly affects how your body can access them. Let's start with the outer shell. Whole flax seeds have a tough, protective layer designed to survive harsh conditions in nature. This shell is incredibly resistant to digestion. When you eat flax seeds whole, your body often can't break through that outer layer effectively. As a result, the nutrients inside, especially omega-3 fatty acids and lignans, remain trapped. Instead of being absorbed, many of these seeds pass through your digestive system largely intact. That's why eating whole flax seeds often gives the appearance of being healthy, but doesn't deliver the full benefit. Now compare that to ground flax seeds. When you grind flax seeds, you break that outer shell. This changes everything. Suddenly, the nutrients are exposed and available. Your body can now access the omega-3 fatty acids, which support heart health, and lignans, which are known for their antioxidant properties. Grinding transforms flax seeds from something your body struggles to use into something it can actually benefit from. But there's another layer to this: fiber. Flax seeds are extremely high in fiber, both soluble and insoluble. This is one of the reasons they're often associated with digestive health. Soluble fiber forms a gel-like substance when mixed with water, which can help regulate digestion and support gut health. But too much fiber, especially if your body isn't used to it, can overwhelm your system. Instead of improving digestion, it can lead to bloating or discomfort. This is why portion size matters just as much as preparation. Then there's the issue of oxidation. Once flax seeds are ground, they become much more sensitive to their environment. The healthy fats inside, particularly omega-3s, are delicate. When exposed to air, light, and heat, they can begin to break down. This process, known as oxidation, reduces their nutritional value. So while grinding is essential, it also introduces the need for proper storage. Without it, the very nutrients you're trying to access may degrade over time. Digestion and absorption also depend on how flax seeds are consumed. When you mix ground flax seeds into foods like yogurt, smoothies, or oatmeal, they combine with moisture and other nutrients, making them easier for your body to process. This creates a more balanced and efficient digestive experience compared to consuming them in isolation. And finally, there's the reality of how nutrition works over time. Flax seeds don't produce immediate, dramatic changes. Their benefits come from consistent use. The omega-3s support long-term heart health, the fiber contributes to digestive balance, and the lignans play a role in overall wellness. These effects build gradually, not instantly. When you bring all of these factors together, the outer shell, the need for grinding, the role of fiber, the sensitivity to oxidation, and the importance of consistency, you start to see the bigger picture. Flax seeds are not just about adding something healthy to your diet. They're about making sure your body can actually use what you're giving it. So once you understand how flax seeds actually work, the solution becomes very clear. You don't need to stop eating them. You just need to change how you use them so your body can actually benefit. The first and most important step is to always use ground flax seeds instead of whole ones. This single change unlocks everything. You can grind flax seeds yourself at home using a small grinder, or you can buy pre-ground flax seeds, often labeled as flaxseed meal. The key is that the outer shell must be broken so your body can access the nutrients inside. Without this step, you're simply not getting the full value. Next, focus on portion size. Because flax seeds are extremely high in fiber, you don't need large amounts. In fact, 1 to 2 tablespoons per day is enough to provide meaningful benefits. This allows your body to adjust gradually, especially if you're not used to high-fiber foods. Starting small and staying consistent is far more effective than consuming large amounts at once. Then think about how you include flax seeds in your meals. Instead of eating them on their own, mix ground flax seeds into foods that already contain moisture. Smoothies, yogurt, oatmeal, or even simple meals are ideal. This helps the flax seeds integrate more naturally into your digestion process and improves how your body uses them. It also makes them easier to include in your daily routine without effort. Storage is another key step that many people overlook. Once flax seeds are ground, they should be stored in an airtight container and kept in a cool, dark place, ideally in the refrigerator. This slows down oxidation and helps preserve the quality of the healthy fats inside. Without proper storage, even correctly prepared flax seeds can lose their effectiveness over time. And finally, focus on consistency rather than intensity. Flax seeds are not meant to produce instant results. Their benefits come from regular use over time. When you include small amounts daily, your body begins to respond gradually, supporting digestion, heart health, and overall balance. When you combine these steps, grinding, proper portioning, mixing into meals, correct storage, and consistency, you turn flax seeds from something that simply looks healthy into something that actually works for your body. Now, when you think about flax seeds, they probably feel a little different, not just as a simple ingredient you sprinkle onto your food, but as something that actually depends on how you use it. Because the truth is, flax seeds are not powerful just because they're labeled as a superfood. They're powerful because of how your body is able to access what's inside them. And that depends entirely on the small choices you make, whether you grind them, how much you use, how you store them, and how consistently you include them in your routine. And most of the time, it's not about doing something completely wrong. It's about doing something slightly off, over and over again. Using whole seeds instead of ground, eating too much at once, or expecting fast results without giving your body time to respond. So take a moment and think about your own habits. How have you been eating flax seeds? Are you actually getting the benefits or just going through the routine? I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and share how you usually use flax seeds, and whether you're going to change anything after this. And if you know someone who adds flax seeds to everything but still isn't seeing results, share this video with them. It might completely change how they use them. If you want more simple, science-based nutrition tips that actually make sense, make sure you subscribe and stay with us. Because in the next video, we're going to break down other healthy foods that most people are using the wrong way.